coming up after this as well. For now, let's go in game and let's introduce our players. First game of this best of 5 is Frozen Temple, and kicking us off to the top left hand side is going to be the player from Invasion Esports. In the blue, it is MajOr. And down to the bottom right hand side is going to be the red Zerg player from Psystorm Gaming. Let's hear it if you're cheering on. True. Alright, so setting up into this TVZ. Let's have a look to see what we get into. Let's have a look to see what's going to be happening again. Today is a fantastic day of StarCraft. We've got the SGL playoffs for the next few hours, and then in 4 hours time, that's right, only 4 hours to go until the grand finals of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 6 between Team Liquid and Millennium. Liquid looking for their second SC2 ITL Championship. Millennium are going to be looking for their first ever. Liquid would be the first team to ever win 2 SC2 ITLs. It's going to be an exciting evening of games, and what a way to warm. I mean, it feels as though, like, you know, I say what a way to warm up. This is barely even a warm up, you know. True versus MajOr. We've got Bjorn, Pulled, Violet, Marine Lord in this bracket as well. It's crazy. When am I going to send the replays of this month? They'll be going out tonight, Wrexham. I actually thought, I got a little bit caught up last night. I figured actually in the end it might be good to send them out tonight instead, so that you guys can get the SGL playoffs, which are casting here today, and the SC2 ITL playoffs, or the SG2 ITL final replays as well, just to give you guys a few extra replays to have a look through. Alright, MajOr's going to kick us off on Frozen Temple with 3 Rax Reapers. So it is a popular map for doing this on. It works well with all the ledges you can use to keep those Reapers alive. We'll see what True's response is going to be. True, not the sort of player who often likes to play Roach Ravager compositions. And so more likely here that we see him just playing kind of a Zergling-based defense, which is generally not optimal. But let's see what's going to be happening. So we'll see what exactly he wants to do when he figures out his 3 Rax Reaper in the coming moments, either when he sees the second Reaper or when he sees the Rax coming down at the front very shortly. Even the depot at the front might be a little bit of a telltale sign here for True to recognize what exactly is going on. And he sees not yet as this Reaper just goes over here. He still doesn't see. Okay, now he sees the depot, so he should know now. And he sees the second Reaper as well. So True knows what this is, and we'll see what his response is going to be. MajOr actually, as a player in TVZ, is someone who loves to play kind of Sky Terran as well, so we'll probably see a very interesting series here in this best of 5. A mix of, obviously, 3 Rax Reaper in game number 1 right now, and then probably some Sky Terran later on. We should see a good mix of compositions and build orders. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun series. Yeah, really looking forward to see how this goes. Reaper's going to jump up to the high ground, and those Zerglings just doing a little bit more damage there. And Reaper down the low ground again, just having a look to see what exactly he might be able to get up to. Another grenade goes down. Queen's going to back away. And the Reaper's still just looking to see what exactly they can get up to right now. So Reaper's just looking around. 3 more on the way, of course, in production. And we see Command Center already coming down from MajOr. So it's a pretty fast Command Center, actually, for 3 Rax Reaper. So going into that pretty quickly. Again, just looking to get his economy rolling. And we'll see these Reapers dropping some grenades down. It is just going to be a Zergling-based defense. We see only Lings being made. Link speed about kick in, so that's when the Zerglings do start to become able to kind of engage into this. But he has to be so careful against those Reaper grenades just to make sure that he doesn't run into those and take too much damage. We're going to see a few Lings set to the side. This is the sort of setup you want, where you're ready to come in, surround maybe from a position that MajOr isn't expecting. MajOr is paying attention though, and we are going to see those Reapers from now will hold strong. Ling's going to go across the map to counter / pick off reinforcements. Grenade goes down, catches a few of those Zerglings there. Another Ling, or another Reaper, sorry, very nearly getting surrounded there as well, but not going to go down just yet. Another Reaper just joining up. I'm going to see those Zerglings towards the top side, looking to see what's going on towards the wall. It is a full wall off though, as those Zerglings now going to pull away down the left. Reaper's still just moving around. I'm just going to sit back home defensively for a few moments here. And we do start to see actually now MajOr going in towards his reactors, going into his tech lab and a 3rd command center. So he's got enough Reapers. He's got but 10 Reapers, and he's saying, well, that's enough for me. I'm going to start making a little bit more, right? You know, I'm going to start making, setting up into my next stage of the game. And just use these Reapers however I see fit. Combat Shields comes in here initially, so maybe a very fast push coming out of MajOr, where he's just going to attack with kind of like 10 plus Marines and Combat Shields with these Reapers as well. It'll hit a little bit sooner than you might think, because obviously you usually expect to see Stim coming down first, and if you invest into Stim, you generally don't attack until Medivacs are up. So this might catch True just a little bit off guard here. As we're going to see those Reapers coming in towards this 3rd base, and starting to get a little bit of damage done. Grenades going down, Queen's being popped into the skies. I'm just going to see Reapers continue to trade here with that hatchery. However, they have to be careful of these Zerglings. His grenade there actually goes off on his Reapers and not the Zerglings. He does get away with those. He keeps everything alive there. It's just a little bit scary. And that's the thing with the 3 Rax Reaper. It's so hard to play correctly because you always have to be making the right decisions with these Reapers. You can't ever be caught off guard. And you have to always make sure you're able to kind of hit the correct grenades to get those Zerglings away. And you can see there, that wasn't as pretty a trade. 6 Reapers left over, so 4 going down. Especially as he's heading in towards this like aggressive follow-up. I would have thought he'd be a bit more careful with his Reapers, thinking that, you know, he might want to actually use these kind of attack wave. He might not even attack now. Maybe he wasn't planned to attack in the first place. Either way, some Zerglings going to come across here. They're going to be greeted very early on by some Marines up on this high ground. Bunker is going to be finishing in a moment or two. Is it going to be in time? Marines will be able to jump in here if they would like to. Actually, the Marauder doing a good amount of tanking and some Lings getting caught up, and that's a good trade in the end for Major. True, I think, realizes that he made a bit of a mistake there. The dash. As going to be seeing the Reapers coming in and just seeing what they can do, blasting a few drones up into the skies. It just says KK. Don't know what this is. They're basically speaking a foreign language to me right now. As we're going to be seeing those Reapers just joining up over to the left-hand side once again. So a few Reapers just joining off over to the left. We do have another result for you guys elsewhere in the bracket. Pult has taken a 2-1 victory over Marine Lord. So that's Pult 2-1 over Marine Lord and into the semi-finals where he will play either Bjorn or Violet. Bjorn Violet still in game, I imagine then, as we have no update from them just yet. As we see, oh, well, that Reaper grenade didn't work out at all. So the Reaper's going to go down. A few Lings actually make their way in towards this natural mineral line. I'm going to see MajOr coming forward here and just seeing what he can do. He actually doesn't have a full wall up off on I can't speak anymore. Full wall up on the high ground. So without that sort of hurts, and then Lings at the same time to the third base. And, well, True really just being a little bit annoying right now. True doing what True does best, which is running around with Zerglings and just be a distraction. As MajOr, you can see, just a little bit flustered, misplacing that fast starport, for example. In fact, now, he's going to have to cancel that reactor on the factory. As we're going to see at the same time, Lings continue to move forwards here. More Lings going to go to that bunker on the high ground. And more Lings from the left-hand side as well. And MajOr's just all over the place. He actually has a very good worker count, but he just doesn't have as good a Marine count to go with it. Starport does get fixed onto that reactor now. So reactor coming up on the starport. This depot at the front is coming up. I like the idea of sort of walling off here, but it's just not going to work out, unfortunately. Banelin's on the way in, and True is going to continue to be aggressive. His +1/+1 melee upgrades have just finished up. Same for the Terran player, though, and he's about to have a stim pack just before this fight really begins. So, can MajOr defend this? It's not going to be easy. He's half the army supply of his opponent. Let's see what's going to be happening. Zergling's going to move forwards here. The Banes will be allowed to bust through the depot. And MajOr going to have to start pulling up that ramp to just try and stay safe. He begins to stim. SCVs get pulled in to do some tanking. MajOr has so many Marines which are just out of position over towards the third base, making this very, very awkward for himself. A few of them on the low ground going to start fighting. A few more Banes coming in that direction as well. And MajOr has to be all over the place right now to defend as his main base mineral line is under attack. Banelin's walking past SCVs though, so True missing some opportunities. Marines will stim over to the right-hand side. I mean, there's just so many Zerglings all over the place right now that MajOr just cannot literally be in enough places at the same time. Only 12 workers behind still, though, and it's still a recoverable game for him. As we see some Lings and Banes still attacking the main. 30 workers lost, but again, only 12 workers behind is the important number to really be looking at here. It doesn't matter how many you lose, because if you went into that with a worker lead, then it's sort of okay. But more SCVs now going down towards the third, and that might just be enough right now. That's True. Just Ling Bane all over the place, as he always is. Just consistently uses this playstyle and it consistently works out so well for him. He's just so good at controlling all these different sets of run bys. Nice little Widowmine unburrow there just to try and trade a little bit better, get a bit of a better Widowmine connection. Widowmine's still not going off as we see a few Lings still in the back of the main base here. MajOr will try and survive on 14 workers, just hoping that the efficiency of his army will be enough to keep on carrying him through. Cycling still working their way against the depot just to the left-hand side there. Marines come forward to clean out a few more Lings. Some Zerglings, some True going to pull back over here. Banelins will be morphing in as well. So morphing in some Banes. Lings going to sit nearby. And a little bit of creep spread being pushed out over to the left-hand side. A creep team into the right-hand side as well. And we're just going to be seeing these units from MajOr just joining up together in the center. And he will push across the map. Can he be efficient enough? Can he get a connection with the Widow Mines? That might just help him to power on through. He's gonna need something special. He really, really is. Moving forward here, these Marines starting to work their way through this Overlord. Overlord will go down. Creep tumors continuing to be cleaned out. And the Marines pushing forwards. Oh, he doesn't get the target fire. No, he doesn't split because he's trying to target fire. And so MajOr takes a lot of damage on the front set of Marines. And True moving forwards again, and here we go, coming down this ramp. Widowmine will be good, big Widowmine hit. I mean, that's the sort of thing which True Major needs at this point. But does he have enough Marines to follow up with? I don't think so. He has to lift, he has to back away. More Lings being made, and these Lings are swarming across the map right now. And True, he's just going to come in here. I think True's just going to have way too much as Zergles keep on swarming in. GG is going to be called. Major is going to have to tap out of the game for True. For the second one, let's see. Let's watch the loading screen. Always fun to watch players loaded in. Right, guys? Right, guys? Let's go into this. True. Taking a big advantage then. That game, Major at the end had a little bit to kind of play with. He had a little bit to play with, but it just wasn't quite enough. As we have to the bottom right-hand side, kicking us off into the second game. It's the player who's in the lead in the series. And he's going to be under attack very, very soon here. We'll talk about why in a moment, but for now, it's Systone Gaming's True. To the bottom right of Apotheosis. To the top left, setting an SCV onto the map already. It's going to be our Red Terran player from Invasion Esports. Let's hear it from Major. So why is he going to be under attack? Well, probably something to do with this SCV, which is already beginning to move across here. So, first proxy racks coming down. Interestingly enough, it's only going to be one barracks proxied right now. You know, we don't see a second racks or a second SCV to build a second racks. So this is interesting. You can actually see that True is to some extent expecting some kind of proxy, but maybe not right in the middle. Major is actually going to maybe run out this mind game here because True is still going to spot it. So True will come in. This is awkward. Does the racks finish before the drone gets the kill? Because if he gets the kill, that's going to be very, very bad for him. Major under attack right now. True says, hi. Yeah, this is really bad for Major, right? He's not going to finish his racks. He sends out another SCV. But obviously anything he's trying to do here is going to be very delayed. I mean, the other SCV will finish this off, but his first Reaper will be delayed. I mean, you might even just put it down a command center and then finish this racks off. Probably be a better way to go about things. Yeah, there's a CC coming down. I mean, he just has the minerals too, so he puts the CC down. Not going to be thrown too far off by this disastrous start to the build order. When Major proxies like this, I oftentimes do feel he'll go into that Sky Terran playstyle just because he doesn't necessarily need his barracks at home when playing that. So just a little bit of early pressure, and then he'll follow up. And as we just see this CV just about staying alive there, actually. It was very close to actually still not finishing that barracks off. He starts a factory back at home as the proxy Reaper will come into play down towards the bottom right-hand side. And we'll keep our eyes open to see what's going to come of that. So, keep an eyes on the proxy Reaper. Let's see how much damage Major can do. Obviously, True knows it's coming though, and it's only one rack Reaper, so it's not kind of a huge commitment. It's not a huge amount of pressure. I mean, this is the sort of thing which you expect to just get a work or two killed early compared to usual, with the idea being that you maybe just don't feel you need your your barracks back at home for anywhere in the near future. So here we go. Reaper comes forwards and see a grenade going down already. Just going to be a little bit of damage already starting to be put out here, and well, one drone does go down. So Major still finds himself a Reaper a drone kill early on in this, despite the delay on his command center. Where's that bunker building? Is that just back at home? It is indeed. So bunker coming up just in case True tries to get a little bit cheeky anywhere anytime soon. And the tech lab coming down the factory starport building as well. Here he goes, setting up into this game. It's an interesting opening for Major, definitely is, but he's an interesting player. He plays differently. He plays interestingly. He does not fear kind of playing different playstyles like that. Yeah, again, I kind of come back to say the, for example, the Sky Terran playstyle. That's something we've seen a lot from him. And he really is a big fan of it, so it's going to be seeing a Marine coming back. That one Marine jumps into a bunker, a second Marine as well, before lifting the racks up and coming back home. He's actually going to build a factory, tank off of his factory, so going to be seeing a tank on the way out, and, well, there's going to be some tank evac early on, so tank evac to keep him safe. Still a lot of possibility as to what could be set up. Alright, so the Evo Chamber comes down from True, obviously after deflecting this proxy racks without any real issues. Going to take his third hatchery as well. He's going to pop that down over at the gold base. Gold base is somewhat interesting here. I mean, I always feel this base is very vulnerable to Terran-based armies, tanks on the low grounds, etc. But we still oftentimes see Zergs taking it nonetheless, so see what comes of it now. The first tank evac is off across the map. Third CC will come down from Major behind this as well. And let's see what this tank evac can get up to. Again, he'll be looking for a few unit pickoffs, maybe deny some creep spread. maybe put some pressure on towards this third hatchery as well, which would be really, really nice. I don't think he's going to cancel it or anything dramatic like that. Just feel we'll get a little bit of damage done. Look at this, though. Overlord with drops now coming in towards the main base. This is going to be really interesting because with this, he has so much potential to actually just get damage done because obviously the barracks hasn't been home for a long time. There isn't actually very many units at all over here. Probably just the tank evac is going to be his second tank evac is going to be his best bet, but that's starting to move across the map before he sees this. So it's going to be out of position. And he really does have literally like 2 marines. 2 more barracks on the way, so he is just going to play a fairly standard bio playstyle after this, but here he goes. Zergling's into the mineral line. The Major has to start responding to this. 4 work is already going down. Morling is coming up in this direction as well, so he's just going to keep elevatoring units up into here. As Major, well, he just doesn't have that many units at all, because again, his racks had to float all the way back home. 3 marines, is it going to be enough to defend? He has now 2 tank evacs across the map. The Reaper is actually keeping those tanks safe. As we see some Zerglings getting shot down before they actually get in towards the tanks, which is nice actually. So it's going pretty well. I mean, that third base might go down, but there's so many Zerglings in the main. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Here we go. Marines immediately going to be surrounded and immediately Major in a little bit of trouble. He taps over to the other side now. He'll continue to just do a bit of damage here and there. And it's just awkward, right? Because he's just got to fight these Zerglings. But how does he fight it well enough? Queen drop comes in as well from across the map. So true. Queen dropping and Zerglings running by. And Major's just going to have to type out GG. He does not have enough. And introduces some players. So to the top right hand side of the map, he's leading by 2 games to 0. Let's see if he can make it a clean sweep in the semis. It's going to be our red Zerg player from Sightstorm Gaming. It is true. And down to the bottom left, the blue Terran player from Invasion Esports. It is Major. Down 2 games. Can he pull it back here? It's another good map for playing 3 Rax Reaper on. Something he did back, of course, on Frozen Temple. Let's see if he's going to do more of the same here this time around. As we set up with this Rax. After a gas, though. Or was it Rax gas? I always get confused with this. It was Rax gas. I always get confused because, like, the bar is, like, further along for the gas, because obviously it takes less time to build. Anyways. Rax gas opening. Let's see if Major is going to be adding on second Rax or what his plan is. He's queued up a lot of SCVs there, so I don't think he's got much of a plan of going for one of the racks here anytime soon. And I'm sure he'll be cancelling a few of those SCVs. He'll get ready to actually build an orbital, build a command center in the near future. So just cancelling a few of those. So yeah, Swarm Pool, gas on the way down. Hatch Gas Pool is the opening from True. I actually think True really likes this map. I mean, it's not the best map immediately to run by on, but once those rocks go down, you can hit all over the place. We saw him doing it against Neeb in the ZvP, where we saw him doing the ZvP against Neeb, where he was just attacking to the right, he was dropping into the main, he had an attack over to the left side as well. You know, he was just all over the map with his units, and that made it very difficult for Neeb to kind of keep up and to defend. So let's see what else is going to be happening here. It is best of 5s here in the semi-finals and the finals today, guys, after the best of 3 quarters. 2-minute delay and Wardy apologises 4 times to film the space to a funny story and no one will even notice. Yeah, that's the problem though, because I'm the one that has to, for whatever reason. I don't know why this is, genuinely. So, they came to me and they were like, hey, we think we're going to change the SGL Cup. We're going to make it different. We're going to make it like EU, NA, and Korea. And make it like friendly for those players that we have something that we don't usually see and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. And they're like, okay, cool. They're like, what time do you think it'd be good? I think, yeah, you know, something like, 3 p.m. CEST after GSL. It's a little bit late for Koreans, but it's possible for Americans, and it's good for Europeans. It's good viewership hours. And they're like, okay, we like that. Okay, cool. And they're like, okay, guys, okay, then a few days they were like, okay, here's our 16 players. I was like, wow, these are good players. They're like, yeah, we know. And then they show up, and they're like, okay, Wardy, you decide what happens now. I was like, what? And they're like, well, okay, I mean, these are the groups. These are the players that are playing today. But you decide how the vetoes work. You set up the games. You invite everyone. You do everything. And I'm like, well, who's meant to veto first and stuff? They're like, we don't mind. You decide. You decide, Wardy. It's your choice. It's like, what server should it be on? It's your choice, Wardy. It was kind of funny just getting all of the responsibility pushed onto me. So when I'm trying to set things up and sort things out myself, I'm not good at talking while doing that, I guess, is my issue, I suppose. Anyways, to kind of go into this, we are going to be just seeing a Widow Mine drop coming in very quickly from Major. 2 Widow Mines in production. That is interesting. That's not the norm. As we're going to be seeing a couple of O'Donnell's popping out here. So going to be a lot of pressure coming in. We'll see how well True defends against it. A couple of Hellions are actually already out. And there's going to be 2 more Hellions on the way right now. So a bit of a different way to open as we do just set up into this. We're going to see that Evolution Chamber coming down towards the top of right. We're going to see the third hatchery coming in from True as well. I wonder if the Evolution Chamber is for drops early on. If he is just going to commit into an upgrade. Probably will be an upgrade as well, of course. So probably come into an upgrade here. Double Evo. So yeah, double upgrade's going to be coming down. Look at this. Cloak on the way and a Liberator building. I think we're maybe going to see Sky Terran here and gain number 3 of this, as we'll see 2 Widow Mines and 4 Marines getting ready to drop off into the main base. True starts to respond. He pulls his Zerglings into the main right now. Queen's starting to target that Medevac down. So Medevac's starting to take a little bit of damage here. 16 more Zerglings being made. And again, Evo's continuing to come up. And these Hellions still moving around themselves. We're going to see that Overlord still chasing that Medevac down at this point. So just keeping an eye on where it is. We actually haven't seen Major unload anything yet. Now he'll burrow both his Widow Mines. The Overlord actually going to be out of position. Oh no, it actually is going to go down. Widow Mine just reaches it there. Really stretching for that one. As the Hellions, they're just going to control the center for now as well. So just continue to move around with these units. Continue to move around, continuing to see what's going to be happening. A few Marines to the left-hand side taking a little bit of damage. Some Zerglings going to run on in and they're going to try and target down those Marines again. So Marines are going to end up falling here. I'm just going to be seeing these couple of Widow Mines. They've actually already gone off recently, but they're going to go off again here in a moment. And they're actually going to get a good clump of Zerglings. Oh, it wasn't quite as many as I thought. 1 Widow Mine unloads, and the Zerglings are actually more clumped up now than ever. And Major going to get a good chunk of them again. So good trades early on with these Widow Mines. Continuing to trade. Continuing to trade. We see the Hellions out in the center. Just, again, controlling the map a little bit. Looking for an opportunity to run by, perhaps. There's enough Zerglings around, and actually now those Hellions are going to start going down. But just happy to trade with some more Zerglings, it would seem. As we do see just a few more Zerglings, a few more Hellions, a couple more Hellions continuing to drop. So Spore Crawler coming back in, and that Widow Mine will go down as well. And it looks as though finally everything from Major is going to be cleaned up. But back at home, he's not going to play Sky Terran. Oh, I really thought he was. I've been talking about this so much today, but obviously he's just not feeling it. It's just not the day for Sky Terran or anything. He didn't even actually end up finishing that Liberator, so in the end, just going to be seeing more barracks coming down. He's going to play Bio once again here on Galactic Process. And let's see if it can go a bit better for him. I mean, to be fair, in this game, he's not going to be kind of... It's actually the first game we've sort of seen where the early shenanigans haven't put him kind of just initially behind. Like, the Free Axe Reaper... I guess the Free Axe Reaper didn't put him behind, but then he lost a few units, and in the second game, of course, it didn't go well at all. I was just going to be seeing these... Well, this third command center is just going to be dropping down into the third base. So, third command center dropping down into position. A couple of Hellions on the watchtower still, just surviving from early. Actually, a couple more Hellions coming out, and they'll continue to roast. Good trades against these Zerglings. Might even be, you know, against True, not a bad idea to play kind of a Hellbat-based army. I mean, obviously, Hellbat-based armies aren't necessarily always, like, the best way to kind of go around things, but if you know this guy's going to play Mass Sling Bane, I mean, Widow Mines can be nice, but they're very hit and miss sometimes, whereas Hellbats can be a bit more of a consistent force. It's something we see some Terran players do, and I don't know if it's really going to be something which will be super effective for kind of Major to use here. Marines will come in and they're going to be able to get rid of a few of those Zerglings, keeping them rocks alive for a little while longer. And as we're just going to be seeing the Marines dropping off once again. Zerglings in hold position here, so they're actually going to take a little bit of damage. True, not responding. And in fact, all of those Zerglings are going to go down. Literally, that was brutal, man. Those Zerglings just turned with their backs to the Marines. And they just get shot down one by one. That was brutal. Wow, that was probably one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in StarCraft 2. I'm going to see some Zerglings running in here, but the Marines, well, they're just going to back off. And they're just going to be lifting up here. They're not going to commit into those Zerglings, of course. As we're going to be seeing the Lings, they're going to go over to the left-hand side. Maybe a bit of a run by here. The depots are currently lowered. Has to lift them up ASAP, but he doesn't quite get them. And the depots are going to be able to make their way through. You're going to see these Zerglings going to come in surround. Marines are going to start going down. Lings to the right side will take down these rocks as well. And so all of a sudden, Major is having to pull workers around. And, I mean, where's his units? He has got a couple of medevacs over here, but where's everything else? A few units on the high ground. He's lost 17 workers. He has to get something done with this right now. As he comes in, it looks as though he will, though. A few drones already starting to go down. And he continues to move forwards. We can see True kind of dancing around his hatchery, trying to get into a bit of a better position. As we see Widow Mine will come in over here. And these Zerglings will... Oh, it's going to be the drones! Wow, 14 workers killed, but at the same time, he's lost 40 SCVs back at home. Majors is still taking damage, however. He is starting to clean up these Zerglings. He is on triple CC. I mean, I don't want to be like... I mean, he is going to have triple mule. He is going to have 3 workers building at a time. He has to get across here with all these Marines. He has to go and do something, I think, because killing 14 workers while losing 40, well, it's just not enough. I think that's obviously quite obvious. We're going to be seeing these Marines continue to pull back. More Marines going to run in from the left-hand side here. I'm going to be seeing that one line going in, and more bins as well. And actually, I think Major just might run out of units right now. More SCVs will go down. Oh, the Widow Mine is going to get a good connection. May save the day for a little bit longer, but more SCVs once again. That's 49 workers now killed by True in this game. And as we see those Marines just stutter stepping backwards, the target fires down a Baneling, but True just has so much. And well, across the map, these 4 Marines, I don't think they're going to get very much done out on their own. The production is going to be shut down, and Major will finish this event in 3rd/4th place.